We are so back, baby. Power is back. Raising Kanan. Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. Season 5, Episode 1 is live. Take this as your spoiler alert. We getting into all the things. Let's go.
Ups and downs, you know I get around. So to me, it's all a part of the game. If I ain't the cold man or the dope man, I'm almost for sure.
Hey y'all, hey, this is Hey Media Moni. This podcast is powered by the Media Sip, your favorite place to be for all of your media tea, where we sip and stream all of our favorite things. And I am really excited that one of my favorite shows is now back. Y'all, Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 5, the final season of the series. And y'all, when I tell you, they came in hot. I mean, boiling hot. The tea was boiling. Let's get into the episode breakdown. It was titled, Season 5, Episode 1 was titled By Blood. And here's the episode breakdown. Kanan makes a move that changes the Thomas family forever. Unique tries to regain a foothold in Queens as Breeze's new drug enterprise takes shape. Let's really get into it, y'all. When they say Kanan did something that changed the family forever, y'all, I'm talking about if you had bent down to take a sip of your drink, you would have missed it. They went into this immediately into the episode. Again, spoiler alert. Y'all, Uncle Lulu done gone to glory. Oh my gosh. Lou is gone, y'all, by the hands of Kanan. After everything that Lulu has been through, I'm not gonna lie. That one really threw me for a loop, and I was shocked. Jaw on the floor. Like, what is going on? Really did not expect the season to open that way. But at the same time, as the episode continued to progress, I'm like, oh, I see what y'all are doing here. And baby, let's get into it. So from there, of course, we see Rock holding her brother, her baby brother Lou, in her arms. And we all know Rock and Marvin are one thing. Like, they have their very specific bond. But when it came to Rock and Lou, it was always such an up and down relationship with them as siblings. And it was something about the moment where Lou was really taking his last breaths. I mean, once you hear the blood start to gurgle, that usually means it's about that time. And while Lou is doing that, I mean, blood just splattered all over the walls. Rock is holding him, and she's trying to put pressure on the wounds. And she says to him, "I love you." And Lou's response is almost like a chuckle, even in the midst of like him really, the life literally seeping out of him. He almost chuckles. And I don't know, y'all, tell me if you felt this. I felt like it was like one of those like ironic kind of laughs, because it's like, girl, Rock has been cussing Lou out for 5 seasons straight. She's been telling him what he ain't and what he is gonna do, and essentially bullying her baby brother, and always kind of being on him to do better and do what she wants him to do. And so much of their relationship was them like going back and forth. So for the last thing to be like, "I love you," all like soft and sincere, I feel like Lou almost chuckled like, "Oh, now you can say it to me." Like, that's just how it felt to me. And that was such a interesting writer's choice for that to be the last words. And I thought it was also very interesting that Kanan pulled that trigger, but Kanan never actually went to his uncle. He never went over. He never like even stepped into the same room where Lou ultimately was. He just stood there. And I think that was a pivotal moment in us seeing the shift from Kanan that was maybe on the fence of maybe I can be better than my mom, or maybe I'm gonna be just, while the other foot is on the other side of like, I'm not just gonna be like my mom, I'm gonna be worse. I think this was a moment of him really choosing for worst. But we'll get into that a little later. But yes, episode started with a bang, honey, a pure bang, bang, bang. Did not expect that. Rock, of course, has to from there take out her security guard, who, to be honest, y'all, like, he genuinely, I think he was sincere when he said he wasn't going to hurt Kanan. I think it really was just like to scare him. But I do understand that in this world, in the power universe, baby, if that, in the words of Outkast, don't pull the thing out unless you fit in the bang. Because in this universe, yeah, you have to be ready. So I understood both sides, to where it was like the security guard is saying, I wasn't going to hurt him. But it's like, hey, you had your gun out. So it was like, what else could we really expect from that? And I understand Rock feeling the need to have to take him out, because she's like, you can't tell anybody about this. And I'm just not talking about police, because Rock was already working, because she knew she was setting up a scheme to come at us with the bull. But beyond that, we get to see one of my favorite characters in this series, honey. Unique is back. Joey Badass, always serving us. That man is captivating on that screen. You hear me? But we see him roll up on Rilla's baby mother. If you remember, Rilla is played by Partisan Fontaine. And when I tell y'all, this girl has pinto beans for brains. This is what always is interesting to me in real life and in these shows. These men live such illegal, criminal-filled lifestyles. I mean, they are trafficking, they are moving things, they are walking around with pew-pews that are, serial numbers scratched off, just the whole gamut of criminal activity. Yet they choose to procreate with women who have no street smarts whatsoever. Like Rilla, the woman that you have a child with clearly is completely clueless to what you really got going on. 2 unknown men walked up to this woman's door, y'all, and she is just telling, oh yeah, Rilla was here and I haven't heard from him. At one point, she even said his government name. She's like, so I haven't heard from Brian. What? Girl, you don't know these men. To the point they're like, she's like, how do you know him again? Girl, why did you share you shared his last known location, his government name, the last time you spoke with him, and information about future plans that he told her about. I don't know, y'all. Listen, y'all know I was in the military, baby. Listen, and when I was in the military, them people definitely taught me a lot about law enforcement and militaristic logistics. So maybe this is just, that law enforcement side of me showing, hey, listen, hey. But to me, don't you ever disclose that type of information to two complete strangers at your door. In addition to that, she also is holding Rilla's child. So you've now shown 2 unidentified men. Not only you confirmed that who you are to Rilla, you confirmed, hey, I'm his child's mother. This is his child. This is where we live. This is Rilla's government name. This is the last known place I've seen Rilla. This was the next thing he told me he was going to do. This is the last place that I saw him, and that's probably where you can find him too. Like, she gave away all that information and then said, how do you know him? Girl, I will never understand. These men, criminal masterminds, and procreate and marry women who have no sense, no street smarts, no street sense, not an inkling of nothing. I never understood it. So of course Unique takes advantage of that. Okay, Unique takes advantage of that information. But before we get to that, we cut to Marvin having to identify his brother's body. Y'all, we are 10 minutes into this episode, babe. We're 10 minutes in. We're not even that deep in. And Marvin is already looking at Lulu's cold, lifeless body and having to identify that that is Lewis Thomas, in fact, his brother. That scene with Lou in that car where his whole body just sunk, you could just feel the pain. You could feel it, y'all. And him and Juke just in the car. Like, Juke was genuinely like, it was him? Like she just, it wasn't even like, the grief didn't set in. It was like shock. It was shock. And she played that. I give it to my girl because that was some good acting. That shock was good. We're going to get into that cry a little later, though. The police commissioner from last season, he is leaving. But before he leaves, he makes sure to tell the new guy, Garcia, hey, don't let up on Howard's case. Remember, Howard was the dirty cop who had that history with Rock. Ultimately, Kanan's dad. Spoiler alert, in case y'all didn't remember that. But yeah, he's like, no, we still need to figure out what happened to Howard. We're not letting up on that. So a little Easter egg plan. And I'm like, okay, we're going to see Howard come back up in this season. I'm not mad at it because let's be realistic. Yes, this is set in the 80s, but a cop going down, somebody got to answer for that. You're not going to have too many cold cases when an actual law enforcement officer being taken out that way. So I'm glad that, like, okay, yeah, let's keep this thing real. Let's keep it realistic. So I did enjoy that. And I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it because clearly they're like, no, we need answers. And he made sure to even leave that message before he left himself, the old commissioner. We then cut to see that all the information that Rilla's baby mama, a.k.a. Partisan Fontaine, we see exactly where he was. And it was where she said he was at the old mall. The information she had just gave Unique. And we see why Unique was looking for him because lo and behold, guess what Partisan is doing? He is holding Pernissa and the baby hostage. So Party got Pernissa and the baby in a hideout. And of course, Unique is coming for him. So immediately, because Rilla's baby mama then told everything about Rilla's whereabouts, soon as they get in there, soon as Unique and his homeboy get there, the same ones that just pulled up on the baby mama, they get there immediately. Of course, he's coming for his girl and his son. Unique takes him out immediately. Pew, pew, in less than 5 seconds. And let me tell y'all something. Unique has a presence about him that is so enchanting. Like, Joey Badass as that character, anytime he's on the screen, it is so captivating. Like, I was just talking about this in the shower. It's like the villain that is the equivalent to Unique I feel like they're trying to make Reg in The Chi the equivalent to Unique. But the actor that plays Reg does not have the charisma and the like star power that Joey Badass does. So it's not as convincing. But when I tell you I am genuinely like intrigued by Unique, but also terrified at the same time. Yeah. So, of course, yeah, he come in there, he takes Partisan out, grabs Pernissa, and he's like, baby, I got you. They ain't never gonna do this to you again. Don't you worry about it. But of course, she's sitting there looking at the body like, what is my life? Like, you could tell she was having a whole moment of like, girl, what am I doing right now? Like, you could just tell it was a moment for her. The next scene, though, we cut to Marvin telling Rock that, hey, our brother is gone. She's telling Rock, like, hey, yeah, Lou is gone. And I'm going to tell y'all something about this scene. To me, we have seen Rock be a bitch for the past 5 seasons, but this scene in particular was the one that showed me, oh, this is a nasty bitch. Like, you was a little bit of a bitch in the last 5 seasons, but this particular episode, season 5, episode 1, when your brother told you, Marvin is sitting there telling you that Lou is gone. Granted, of course you know what happened to Lou. You were there. Rock was there. Rock was the one that made that choice to dispose of the body the way that she did. But the fact that, girl, you such a nasty bitch that you could not even fake the energy of remorse. And I'm so glad that Marvin called her out. Marvin said, you ain't crying or nothing. I loved it. Because here's the thing. Yes, we all grieve differently. But that instinct in Marvin is real. Marvin, like, something ain't right here. And I love that he picked up on that. And I do want to get into this too. Speaking of tears on screen, okay? Juke and Rock got to work on their cry game. It was not convincing to me. Like, Rock, girl, that little cry you was doing when you tried to clean up the last little speck of blood from Lou, girl, you was I didn't buy it. Baby, go back to the drawing board and try it again, sister. It didn't hit for me. But let me tell you, Marvin crying over Lou, baby, that cry was so good it had me finna cry. I was finna cry with him. We gonna mourn Lulu together, because that was some good acting. But let's move on. So Garcia, the new police guy, so we can tell he's going to be the new one that's going to be, from the police department. That's the thing with this show. It's always, at least, the police department is always looped in it somehow. So we can see, okay, they've introduced Garcia is going to be the character that serves as the connection to the police department here for season 5. So he rolls up on Juke and he's still snooping for stuff on Howard. But Juke didn't really budge. Like, them cops really be all in her face with the threats and things, and it does not bother her. And I had a thought as I was watching that scene of just like the irony, right, of dirty cops always coming to harass and try to coerce and bully Jukebox into sharing information, snitching, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's like the irony of Jukebox always interacting with these dirty cops for her to ultimately become a dirty cop herself. Like, I was just like, now look at this. The signs were there, people. It was all foreshadowing. Meanwhile, Marvin is in crash out mode, baby, behind Lou. He do not care. He ready to take everybody out. He ran to the the little stash house where Pernissa was because he was finna take her out. Even though she was supposed to be held as leverage, Marvin was like, well, that's going to end today. I'm taking her down. Got there, though, of course, Unique had already came. The very captivating man he is. And came and secured her and took out Party. And took out Rilla. So, Marvin sees that. He's frustrated. Marvin then goes over to Unique's store, his storefront, busted up, tore it the hell up, broke every glass, smashed it on up. He's crashing out about his brother. Like, Lou has real rage and pain. For real. And let me tell you who's a real one, too, from this episode. Amber. Y'all remember Uncle Marvin's little white niece, the little white girl? Because again, Marvin has a heart, okay? He has such a big heart. Remember what Marvin told her, right? When I tell you she's still sticking to it, she's sitting at that table and said it was a white man with tattoos. But this is the thing, though. She's sticking to the story that was told to her. But Amber's still a child. She's still such a child. She's a baby. So she's adding details. And, of course, the adults and the detectives are able to pick up that she's lying. yet another storyline that I'm like, okay, with this being the series finale, they are really bringing back some key moments. And I'm excited to see, like, how are y'all going to wrap all of this up? What's really going to happen here? We then cut to Jukebox and I guess this is her girlfriend at this moment. Happy Pride. Be who you are for your pride. Period. Jukebox is there with Aisha from the girl group. And, Juke is trying to vent to her and just share with her. And baby, Aisha is attempting to do what I think she thinks is like, consoling Jukebox and being positive. But have y'all ever listened to like a very churchy, sheltered girl talk to like a dope boy? It was similar to that. Because it's like, girl, we live completely different lives. And she's just being so like cookie cutter, like, I know it's bad now, but it will get better. And Juke is like, girl, everybody around me is ending up in a casket. Why would I not think that I'm next? And she's like, well, it's bad, but it doesn't have to be. I'm like, girl, that is the best you got, sister. But she, then again, very sheltered, and she don't really know. From there, though, we see that Aisha's mom picks her up from Juke's house, and the agent, the police officer Garcia, is still, he's outside staking the house. So he sees Aisha leave and follows that girl and her mom. And again, like I said, we know that there's something's going to come full circle with that, and they're going to try to get closer to what happened to Howard. I think because they think Juke knows, so I feel like they're going to press out the girl and her mom, and they good Christian, good cookie cutter, safe, law-abiding citizens. They are going to, they're going to talk, and then Juke is going to feel obligated to talk. So that they're setting that up pretty good. I can see that a mile away. This is what I want to talk to y'all about. Maybe this was an 80s thing, but in this scene of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Jukebox has her little boo come and visit her, and her boo's, like the little boo has her mom come and pick her up. Now, was this an 80s thing, or did y'all, drop down in the comments, did your moms or your parents like drop y'all off and pick y'all up from your little boo house? Like that was a thing? Your parents were taking you to see your boo? We ain't do all that in Charles City, y'all. I'm gonna have to be honest. Let me know if that was a thing for y'all. I know this is completely random and not like, but I saw that and I was like, what? Okay. But yeah, let's get into Breeze as well. We see Breeze in this next scene, and he's having a bare knuckle fight club. I felt very much like Nene Leakes. What is this, honey? Like, what is this? I don't like it. It gave Euphoria to me a little bit, where it's like you just throwing stuff in there to make it risque. Why do you have these grown black men bare knuckle fist fighting each other? That scene felt so unnecessary to me. I mean, as if we don't have enough, violence, pew-pews, rug empires. Yeah, I don't think we need to then add in physical violence, y'all. It just felt unnecessary. And yeah, I understand that Breeze is, he's Poppin' Snap's nephew. That's the cool older couple that we love to see, y'all, with their Kangos and their fur coats and stuff. They present, though, Poppin' Snaps, they present like real hustlers, go-getters. You can tell they old school about it. Yet Breeze just really seems like a damn mess. And I get it, like he's their nephew, but like, okay. My girl Pernissa, after her little run-in with her, with her being taken and her son, she tells Unique, listen, we don't want none of this. Because he's like, I'm doing this for you to give him a life. And she's like, well, I don't want this life. I just want you. Let's leave. But Unique ain't going, child. And I'm glad she just finally told him this, because Pernissa, you knew you should have got away from that man seasons ago. But she's finally leaving, child. Unique is like, yeah, we got to do what's best for Jerome, the baby. And this is the thing. I don't even know how old this little boy is supposed to be in this show. But he has seen so much in his little lifetime that he has been a part of this universe. Like, I'm like, God, get that baby in a counselor's seat immediately. Pernissa and Unique's son is going to need extensive years of counseling. Okay, the baby has been through a lot. But Pernissa is doing the right thing and getting them out of New York. So I shout out to my girl for that. Honey, Unique packed that Gucci monogram luggage. Did y'all see that? Pack that. Loaded up that trunk of that candy red Lexus. Did you see the rims on it? And sent Pernissa on her way. But this is the only thing, though. I'm like, I feel like she's the only thing that kind of keeps Unique in line. So with them not being around, I just feel like he's going to be, he's going to just carry on and cut up now. Unique won't have anything to center him and to remind him to calm it down with Pernissa being gone. So this should be interesting. But y'all, to wrap this up, we got to get into Lulu's funeral, baby. The preacher is preaching down. They're in a very traditional church, and the church is full. The church is full, which shows Lulu was loved, and I really appreciated that. But the preacher says, we ask God, why have you forsaken Lewis? And baby, at that moment, Raquel and Kanan Stark look at each other like this across the pew, y'all, and lock eyes. In the middle of the Lord's temple, right there in the church house, just evil, such evil energy. And y'all know what it reminded me of? Remember in 5 Heartbeats when Big Red walked up to the widow of the manager that he took out and was trying to tell that woman, like, sorry for your loss or something. And she smacked fire from him. I feel like that's what Rock wanted to do to Kanan. I really did. But y'all, this was the standout scene of this episode for me. Marvin at Lou's funeral was such a standout scene. So Marvin gets up to speak at the funeral, and the pain in that performance was so powerful to me. Cussing and all in the church house, but that was such an authentic depiction of Black male grief to me. Most Black men that I know, when they cry, they literally don't even want you to see it. They really try so hard to like stifle it. And the performance that Landon Brown gave in season 5, episode 1 of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, was some of the most powerful dramatic acting that we've seen in a crime series like this. I mean, that emotion was palatable. You could feel that. You could feel him fighting his emotions, and like the sensitive emotion and the painful emotion of the loss, but at the same time trying to stifle his own rage because Marvin wants blood. And Landon Brown, baby, hear me and hear me well. You are talented, sir. And I can't wait to see so much more from you outside of this series. I know because I follow him on social. So I know Landon Brown mostly does comedic work. But, I would love to see him in some more drama, because that was a great scene to me. Standout performance of this episode for me. I will say this, like I said before, Lulu was definitely loved. It was beautiful to see all the people show up for him. because he touched their lives. The folks from the music industry he was working with, of course, the women he was dabbling with, even the little white lady from the bar was there, and I just loved that. Lou did all of that to beat his alcoholism, and he tried to leave that family business so much, but just the weight of like the loyalty and the family just kept pulling him back in. But I really wish that Lou could have had a better conclusion to his life in this series. I'm not gonna lie. Like, while it was like shocking and jarring to open the episode that way, I genuinely do feel like Lou deserved better. Drop down in the comments. How did y'all feel about that? Like, was this the way to conclude that character arc for Lou? Like, think about everything from season 1, even like drunk Lou, to the redemption story of like Lou finding his way in music, like all the things. It just felt a little just anticlimactic, I guess I could say. Like, it just, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. But that's when we get the explosive scene, y'all. So after the funeral, when they walk out, we get the explosive scene between Rock and Kanan that was in the trailer, where Rock tells Kanan straight up, we don't mean nothing to each other no more. I mean, keep in mind, y'all, this is a mother to her son. And she like, we don't mean nothing. And she straight up, like, baby, issues the threat, like, you ain't never had an enemy like me. And Kanan looked her dead in her face and said, I've had you as an enemy my whole life. And I'm telling y'all, this is the moment that Kanan fully, he took a cannonball deep dive into his fully unadulterated evilness. He might have dipped his toe in the dark side before, baby. He fully submerged after this. This is the moment, y'all. Breeze and Unique finally meet. Breeze is like, I may have met my match. And Unique is like, nah, I'm unmatched. I felt like Sheree Whitfield. I said, like, that's literally how I felt. Unique is letting it be known that he didn't take down Lou. I did really appreciate that, because he already knows Rock and her games so well. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This is my thing with Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. I know that Rock and Unique could never be, just because of all of the drama and the tension between the families and just all of the negative things that have happened in the storylines. But for Unique to be so intuitive to know that he needed to clear his name because he knows Rock well enough to know she is plotting and she's going to try to put this on me. Y'all, that's his babe. Like, that's his babe. I'm sorry. If they didn't have all this going on, y'all, I'm like, Rock, that is your man, girl. That is your man. That man know you. That man know what you up to. He know how you move. And y'all remember them scenes when they were in the kitchen. Unique is your man, girl. But, I mean, I know they couldn't be together with all things considered. But I thought that was so cute of like, oh, so you know her, huh? You already peep game. But all in all, y'all, episode 1 for season 5, which will be the final season of this series, it came in hot. It came in hot, and it definitely is showing us that all those loose ends will be concluded, tied up. Like, we will really get to see where everything goes. It seems like they're not leaving no stone unturned. It's all coming to a head, and nothing and no one will leave untouched. We're getting to meet and learn more about Breeze, and just personal opinion here, y'all. I'm going to be honest right now. I don't like him. He's not doing it for me chemistry or performance wise. He's just not captivating enough on screen for him to be this character that we've heard about. Even since the original Power, we've heard Breeze. We've heard the name. It's like this big mythical legend and reputation that precedes him, that he's not meeting. Like, it's like, I'm expecting more from his performance. I'm expecting more from this character because of just this legendary, like, iconic, kind of stories about him. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just seeing him for real. It's not given. I don't know. Maybe I have to wait for the storyline to evolve some more, but I'm not getting it so far. I'm like, what makes Breeze the hot breeze? What is that about? Kanan. Kanan has always been a little terrible. But we are really watching him morph into his true evil final form, y'all. I think we're genuinely going to see it here by the end of this season, truly. There are moments in life that you simply can't undo or reverse or revert. And for me, Kanan is starting to appear irretrievably evil. And that metamorphosis is happening right now. We're looking at it, y'all. And I feel like it's only going to get worse. Woo, child. Season 5 is finna be a wild ride. And baby, I'm here for it all. If you are tuned into Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, drop down in the comments. Let me know your favorite characters. Who do you think is going out next? What do you think this war is going to be about? We saw in the previews for the upcoming episodes. In that preview, who was laying in a casket? Did y'all see that image? Like, it's so much that's going to happen here. What do you think is going to happen with Kanan and Rock? Drop down and let me know all your thoughts. And please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Again, this is Hey Media Moni, and this is powered by the Media Sip, your favorite place to be for all of your TV and movie tea. Let me know what you sipping on.